I'm Louise Gittins and I'm leader of Cheshire West and Chester Council, and I'd like to talk to you today about Armed Forces Week and how you can get involved to show your support and thanks for the men and women past and present who make up our Armed Forces community in Cheshire West. As a council, we've always been really proud to support this annual event, and this year is no different. However, because of COVID-19, we're trying to bring all our celebrations online. So we will be flying flags across the borough on our council buildings, and then we're having a very special flag raising event that will be carried out by our own reservist, Major Neil Bowdler. This will be filmed safely and then it will be shared online for everybody to see. In 2018, I was particularly proud to reaffirm our commitment to the Armed Forces Covenant. This covenant is very special and it aims to bring together the Armed Forces community with our wider community, and also to ensure that all welfare needs are protected. So, what we're asking you to do to get involved is to show your support by taking photos and videos of you saluting for our armed forces. If you need help with how to salute properly, the National Armed Forces Day website has videos so that you can have a look to see how you do that. And then once you've taken your photos and your videos, if you can share them online and use the hashtag #SaluteOurForces, and you can share them through your own social media outlets, or you can post them on our Inspire Cheshire West webpage. I'd personally like to thank all of our armed services personnel for everything they do, for keeping us safe and protecting us. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I salute you all.
Hello, my name's Andrew Lewis and I'm the Chief Executive of Cheshire West and Chester Council. The Council recognises and admires the commitment and sacrifices that our armed forces and their families have made on our behalf, and we're committed to doing everything possible to support serving and retired servicemen and women and their families. We committed to the Armed Forces Covenant in 2012 and we renewed our Covenant pledges in December 2018. We recognise the whole nation has a moral obligation to members of the Armed Forces and their families. We make a commitment that our Armed Forces communities should face no disadvantage compared to other citizens in the provision of public services, and we establish special consideration for those who've given the most, the injured and the bereaved. Cheshire West and Chester Council is committed to doing everything we can to support members of our armed forces, veterans and their families to deliver on our Covenant pledges. Our relationship with the armed forces isn't just historic. Today, during the very worst pandemic in our lifetime, armed forces are working with us to support delivery of personal protective equipment for frontline social care services and setting up mobile testing facilities in town centres. So on behalf of Cheshire West and Chester Council, I want to add my thanks and salute you for the immense contribution made by all the men and women of the armed forces in the service of our country and to our communities.
I am Councillor Brian Jones, Cheshire West and Chester Council's Armed Forces Champion. My role involves supporting the Council to deliver its Covenant pledges. The Council always marks the Armed Forces Week and celebrates the outstanding contribution to all our armed forces and their families. I am a veteran. I served in Malaya during the emergency with the 1st 1318 Hussars and the 1st Royal Dragoons, attached to the Gagos for 2 years. That emergency started in 1948 and finished in 1960. Then there was a short break and they started again in 1966 and carried on till 1989. I'd just like to add the sad death of Dame Vera Lynn, which she was an icon to the people of this country and especially to the military. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Mark Williams. I'm the Lord Mayor of Chester. and it is my honour to be part of this year's virtual Armed Forces video. Chester is a historic garrison city, and I'm proud of our long association with the Armed Forces. Chester has also been, for most of its history, a garrison town. Chester's importance has been reflected since the Roman times, and also more recently in the long siege which is endured at the hands of parliamentarian forces during the English Civil War. The economy of this medieval town was based on its position as a port, a market with extensive hinterland, a place of craft manufacture, and a centre for servicing the needs of the abbey, several other religious houses, and the Palatine administration, and of course garrison at the castle. Even today, Chester has strong links and excellent working relationships with the armed forces. There is still an active military barracks in Chester, which is currently occupied by the Duke of Lancaster's regiment and several other organisations which have been granted the Freedom of Cheshire and Chester, and it's always been a real honour to support these freedom parades and local events. In the early 80s, a couple of years ago, as a young man in the Royal Air Force, I also had the privilege of being able to take a small part in parading through our city and understand firsthand the importance of our armed forces and all the men and women that make our armed forces community. I would like to take this opportunity to give you my thanks and appreciation to our armed forces, and I look forward to welcome you all back to Chester as soon as it's safe to do so.